this meta, by the way, is very quickly becoming no card, no launchpad guarantee. You can't refresh the launchpad. You need to use your own mats. That's what it's becoming. And so it's becoming very, very much like hand-to-hand combat. You have to literally fight people box fight and get mats from them. You can't steal launchpads. You shouldn't try, because launchpads are getting less and less prevalent as the meta progresses. And because cards don't exist, you have to understand something. People are not surviving as long in endgame because cars don't exist. They're getting tagged up in first and second. They're losing their heals, and because that happens, not only is surge a little bit lower, but most importantly, people are not just making it past like third moving no problem. There's less pads and less mats in general in endgame, and because that's the case, you should feel more relieved now to just spend your own, because a lot of the people are gonna die naturally by like end of second moving. Right? Whereas before that's not the case, because literally everyone padded before. And it was so prevalent. So the meta changing is very important. Okay, there's a lot of mats used here. A lot. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
We both landed in like different places for some reason.
Yes. So okay, here's a question. Who hit the pad first?
Fish out Zipper.
Okay, so now he's the leader. So in other words, who's the follower, who's the leader?
Yeah, I should be the follower.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's like a common misconception that a lot of people have. It's like, oh, it's not about the order of who hits the pad, it's the IGL is the leader, so he picks. That's not true. Both of you guys, picking is a very easy task. Both of you guys should be able to do it. And so IGL literally has nothing to do with that. And first of all, I mean, IGL should not be as strict in duos as most people believe. But regardless, whoever is hitting the pad first should be able to pick. Now, if you feel like one of you guys can't pick, like it's really difficult, and like the other guy makes the high quality decision all the time, then just have him hit the pad first. That's the better like a fix. It's kind of like a band-aid fix. But I think the best way to do it is just have both of you guys capable, which I think you guys are, and just have both of you guys able to pick, and just choose who picks based on who hits the pad first. The other guy literally just copycats. That's it.
Oh wait, no, it's me. Oh, I don't know.
You guys do it at the same time. Oh, but he ends up he ends up hitting it first. So now what you need to do, look for him. He lands deeper.
Yeah. He was asking me like where to land the chipper.
He's asking you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's asking. There's the problem. He should not ask you, right? He should be like, we're landing here. We're literally landing right here. This box right here, or this box right here.
Yeah, that hill, that sin zone is
anywhere, bro. I honestly, let me tell you something. There's 3 decisions, okay? Landing here, here, or here. The worst thing you could do is say I don't know where, right? I actually think it's okay if you pick the worst decision, because there is an option that's worse than that, which is hesitation, right? Which is exactly what happened here. So like, the reason why he's asking you is because he's scared he's gonna make the wrong move. Does that make sense? Like he's worried, like, oh my god, like I might actually mess this up. I might actually like end up killing us. Like I'm worried. But what's very important in FNCS and any competition in general, let's forget about Fortnite for a second. In any sport, in any esport in general, Valor, anything, okay, where it's fast paced, where it's not chess, which it's not. The Fortnite's not chess. It's very fast paced. Hesitation is the #1 thing that's gonna kill you. Imagine in moving zones, you hesitate for 10 seconds, you're dead. You lose, right? And so the same thing here. You cannot hesitate. It's so much better to be on the same page and actually just pick any spot and not overthink it, rather than, you know, oh, like, where's the #1 spot? I can't really think of it right now, so I'm just gonna hover. And so especially in a situation where you're gliding, I've learned this over the years, because I was the type of person who's like, I must find the most optimal decision every single time, and that is exactly why I sucked, right? But then I changed my mindset. I was like, okay, yeah, like clearly it's not working. Fortnite is not chess. It's not all theoretical. What's more important is, can I get my teammates on the same page? And here's the best part. Yeah, I'll tell you a little secret about IGLing. Because, you know, in this specific case, Zwipper is supposed to IGL for like a split second or whatever, and he's supposed to pick the spot, right? Secret about IGLing is your teammate doesn't know any better. So if you confidently say, we're landing here, he's not going to judge you for making a bad decision, because honestly, he doesn't know either, right? It's too fast. Like, he can't tell. Even if you're like an insane smart player, you can't tell. So you just need to be confident in your call. You need to understand that it ultimately doesn't matter. What's more important than where you're landing is actually, are you and your teammate doing it together? Now, obviously, you don't want to make an atrocious decision. I'm not saying, like, if you see my mouse, that you should go land, like, in this tile right here next to this box and just stay there. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying there's 6 different possible good enough spots here. You just chose none of them. And so that causes the split. That causes you to lose, quite literally, by the way, like 500 mats and all of it being metal. And so the game's screwed here. Now, I don't think this is what killed you. I don't think you were 0 builds when you died. So yes, we're gonna look into the different layers of decisions. But if you didn't die here, the game's already chalked. Like, it's kind of hard now because of the same concept that I used to talk about before. Remember this graph? I'm gonna draw it a little bit here. Let's do that. Let's say graph right here, right? 50-50, and the first moving, second, third rather. And this is average mats, okay? This is where I want you to be. I want you to be red. If you make a mistake here, and this is you, right? It's not good. Because when you need mats, no one else needs mats, and they're not going to handshake a fight with you. Right? This is why this mistake here, where you use 500 mats here, is relevant. Because even if you didn't make the mistake that got you killed, you're going to go on to the end game and not find an impact. Because no one else wants to find an impact, because they still have mats. They're still good. So because that's the case, I think it's very important that we highlight this mistake as well, not just how you died.
Yeah.
But like I said, it is important to be decisive and not hesitate, right? Let's say there's an option of 6, 7 different decisions. Pick any one of them. It does not actually matter what you pick. And this is why if you ask a lot of pros about theory, they have no idea what they're talking about. Because ultimately, to be a professional player, you have to be insane at execution. That's it. Right? It's not about, you're not reading books here. It's not chess. It's not theory. That's what analysts and coaches like me will do, right? I'll take care of that, and I'll try to improve the quality of your decisions. But ultimately, you can make the 3rd best decision and win FNCS. I believe it. The zone pulls not that bad. It pulls south here. You guys see a pad. You have splashes, which is very good for using in duo pad steals. That's good. You guys do a good job of having one person splash and both of you guys running, one person editing. Good. You guys should not land left side, I think. So you should land right side. The same concept of closing and expanding side that I used to talk about. In this specific case, this wall is actually not expanding, but it is staying in place.
Yeah.
How do I know that? You can line it up on the minimap, right? See this side of the wall? Lines up right here. So therefore, think of it as like, this is the starting point, this is the end point. So they're not moving, they're all in line. So you can stay here, and this is going to be in zone. You can just go straight line. Whereas on this side of the map, it's closing. Yeah, exactly. And so if I land here, now I'm forced to go diagonal. So if someone else wants to land here, I'm screwed. They're going to make a tunnel, and they're going to block me out. So screw that. Let's land right side. It's also more elevated. There's more builds, so it's going to be nice to get a mid-ground layer that way. I don't think you should take low ground here. It also goes up at the very end, if you notice, right here. So we want to be mid-ground. A little bit server lag, but I think you guys... Okay, we don't land together again. So who should pick here? Let's figure this out. Yeah, you should, because you hit the pad first, exactly. So you should pick. Let's watch the Zipper's POV and see if it was confusing, if it was hard to follow you. Let's see where the mistake is here. Guys, take the pad. Good. He's following you. He's also, it's very important to do. Whoever's following should not dive too deep, because notice something. If you dive early, you're committed. You can't go back up after you dived, right? So what's very important, there's a leader and a follower. The leader is who took the pad first. The leader can dictate what elevation they're going to glide at, right? And the follower just needs to be slightly higher or a little bit higher, at maybe a good enough margin so you have time to react, than the leader. And what's very important, the leader should pick quickly. Where are we going to land? Ping it, calm it. I'm gonna land here and pick it. The worst thing you could do is, like I said before, take up like a lot of time, because by the time you like come over here, you're like, oh, I'm gonna land here. It's too late. You're not giving enough time to your partner to react to you, right?
I would do that a lot when it's like I'm always like landed already. When he's like marking where to land, when it's like kind of
exactly. That, and so it's a team thing. I feel like if you do that, then it's not a specific person's fault. I mean, I would argue it's Shexy's fault here in that case, right? You need to pick fast. If I'm gliding here, I just be like, okay, we're landing here, done. Or like just landing here, done. Again, not one is better than the other. Maybe it is, but it doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. Can you land together? Because that's going to save way more mats for you than anything else. I wish there wasn't this server lag here, but unfortunately we do have this server lag. And yeah, it does seem like right here, right? It does seem like you missed it. Why? Because you called it too late. Or
Yeah,
right?
I think that comes a fan. I'm pretty sure this game I just blocked them off for that wall instead of like building out.
Yeah.
Or he
That's
didn't
a-
catch stuff.
I wish I could watch it because the server, but unfortunately we can't. But I believe it. Yeah.
Can't remember if it was this or not.
I wish I could go in creative right now, but what you should do, by the way, is when you land, you spam floors first before you.
Floors,
Yeah. This is a
I
good
only
one.
did it-
But you
yeah, I
should
only
do
did
it
it
on the back.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You spam a 2x2 in floors, so he has a landing platform, and then you build your box. And I think 99% of people don't do this, and I think it's wrong. It's only 2 extra builds, you know what I mean? Like, it's very cost efficient. It's a lot of value for what you end up doing. So let's, like, you see how many mats we have to end up using to get back? It's honestly not that much, but I think the danger is also a bigger factor of getting picked off while you're alone.
Time as well.
The mats are chalk. Like, they should not be this low at this point, but again, I still think you died for a different reason.
Yeah.
This is a little sketch. I do believe you should change layers. Oh, you're still in a tarp. Okay, cool. This is fine then. If you're gonna take the time to go into a tarp, which I agree with, by the way, I actually like this. Then it's fine. Okay, you notice you dropped. Good. Lovely play. This is a good layer. You can see very clearly that it's empty. Using wood first because you're fast tarping. You still have wood, so you should just burn it.
Yeah.
But it's only 8 builds. It's whatever. I'm gonna be too nitpicky here. So it pulls backwards and out to the side, so you're gonna have to run through a lot of old builds. But you can just use your tarp for now.
I wanted to wrap around right side for sure. I can't remember if it did though.
Okay.
And then
Unfortunate.
yeah, I opened a right hand and the guy just.
But yeah, explain
like,
it to me, because obviously I missed it, because the server
So, like,
Fortnite sucks.
You made a video about this peak actually, but I didn't realize I was doing it at the time. It's like endgame and stuff. Where like I'm like on the peanut butter, and he just holds like the right angle on the wall.
Yes.
If you know what I mean?
I understand.
And he just knocks me and kills me.
It's pretty complex. I don't think you should worry about it too much. But
Yeah.
let's think about this. I do believe you made the right decision to go around, by the way. I think going back to your old tarp is a recipe for disaster, because you're on closing side. You have to go through old builds, and ultimately a lot of people are going to make the same decision. If you go on dead side and go that way, which is I like your play. I think it's good. I think something micro happened here. Like, I feel like there's no reason why you should lose this fight. It's gonna freeze up again. I know how replays end up working, right? So yeah.
We're both one.
Did they notice? Is that what happened? Did they end up noticing you guys breaking the wall?
I like maxed the kid. I hit him at, like 120, and the guy just maxed me for sure. Or you like 200 maybe with SMG.
Yes. But maybe did you jump in? Did you edit jump in, or what
Nah,
happened?
I was like stood where I am, and they were stood where they were, but they can like see me even if I'm like holding max angle.
Yeah. Yeah, so you should step back here ideally, but that's hard to do. But you can't edit when you do that. But anyways.
Yeah.
I really wish I could watch the execution. I can't comment too much about this because I feel like there's something wrong with the micro, the execution of it. Let me put it this way. Let's say you had 10 builds. This is obviously the right decision now, right?
Yeah.
So then, what, we're just gonna get the same outcome? Like, no, that's not acceptable, right? So clearly it's something to do with my execution. It has to be. Because I feel like this is a fair fight. Like, this is good. They're also back to you right now. This guy notices because he's looking backwards, and then they probably double spray. But I think what you should do.
Just take the brick wall maybe.
No, I think this is fine because if you take the brick wall, this guy edits on Zwipper and kills you, so it's bad. But this is the right wall to take for sure. So you edit this, and then you guys need to just do the common right hand peek concept. Like, you should not stand here. You should not stand like a little bit further in. Obviously, I think you should stand back. Go back here. Now you see them, they don't see you. Right? Because if you ask yourself what's the pivot point, it's whatever edit you made. If further back you're from the pivot point, the more you can see them, they can't see you. So that's what you should do, right hand peek wise. And he should just copy. And then once you get HP advantage by spraying at them from this angle where they can't see you, where the camera is, and then you can jump in after the fact, right? You can.
I'm pretty sure you can see that though, can't you? Because he can just hold right on the wall like where they're standing.
I think if you're standing here, no, you can't see that. Because I'll tell you why. Let's say you make the peanut butter, right? You make the peanut butter. Where's the pivot? Where's the corner of the angle? It's this. Agreed?
Yeah.
So let's say best case scenario, you're standing in this corner. How many tiles is that away from the corner?
1.
Okay, so where's 1 for you? It's this. People think it's this. It's not. It's this. Because this is the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So if you're standing anywhere here, you see them, they can't see you. You have to hug the wall, though. You do have to hug the wall. This is the equivalent corner. So if you're standing back here, you're good. They cannot see you.
We can also just do top row.
He can do top row. He can do any edit here because ultimately this is the corner they're right-handing.
I mean, like if you do a jump peek, they can't see you. You get first shot, you get HP advantage in the VS game.
A jump peek? Do you think a jump peek's necessary? I don't think
Just
so.
now, when we both, if you do top row here, we can both like shoot them at the same time. We get HP advantage and then we both can clean.
Yes.
I don't know. I think I could have just closed the edit when I saw they were like shooting back.
That is another solution. Yeah, I think you could close the edit if they see you. I think this is the simplest one. This is what I would have done. I think I would have edited the peanut butter. It's good. I'll tell you why it's good. They can't break it. That's why it's good.
Yeah.
You don't want them to be able to replace the wall, and then your whole play's gone. And then they can just drop 3 layers. You don't want to follow them because they drop 3 layers, and your whole impact's fucked. So I think the best thing you can do is edit, and then just stand here, and then just spray. Once you spray, it's like literally 100 damage. And then it's good. You do understand the pivot though, right? Like you do agree with me that standing here makes it so they can't hit you. Right?
Yeah.
That's all you have to do. And that's the best part about that is that since it's so solid fundamentally to Fortnite, you don't need your teammate to do this. You can actually 1v2. Your teammate can be an accessory. He can help you like a little bit, but like because you understand Fortnite or you should standing here, it does not require teammates, so it's like less teamwork required. Like you can literally just run this play yourself, and because it's like able to be done solo, you can just do it faster. There's less coordination required, so it's nice that way. But yeah, I think there's other options. There's top row, but whatever. Micro is very how do I say, instinctual. It's very like in the moment, so I think in the moment you have to perform better. And this is the hard part about endgame. It's so difficult to do something in a fraction of a second correctly. And this is where I would say it matters a lot what you do. In terms of like the macro, in terms of teamwork, I don't think it matters. I think it matters that you're together. But in this specific case, when it comes to micro, I think it's so important, the little details of what you do. I think the smallest little detail going wrong in this case is enough to kill you. And maybe that's what happened. Unfortunately, we can't see it. But lessons learned, the biggest lesson about this is launchpad. Because if you fix the launchpad situation, and it happened twice, then you would feel very comfortable in the situation, because then you'd be following the graph where you were on top. This would be you, right? And then you'd be chilling. You wouldn't feel the pressure to go for that kill. You'd still have 1.2k mats total. But in that case, you had 700, so it's like really awkward. I agree that you should go for that impact. I think it's actually good.